Welcome to Turning Ideas into Successful Companies, CSIT 308. Today's session, we're going to look at making your plan compelling. Making your plan compelling. We'll touch on how your business is evaluated, how to get your facts right, the length of your plan, using language to convey success, and how to use visuals in your plan. Now, although you may spend 5 months preparing your plan, the cold, hard fact is that an investor or lender can dismiss it in less than 5 minutes. If you do not make a positive impression in those critical first 5 minutes, your plan will be rejected. Only if it passes that first cursory look will your plan be examined in great detail. The most important aspect of your plan must jump out at even the most casual reader. Even if your plan is intended for internal company use only, it will be more effective if it is presented in a compelling, vivid form. Highlighting specific facts, goals, and conclusions makes your plan easier to review, more effective as a working document, and more likely to make a positive impact. As you start your business plan process, keep in mind of information, statistics, and graphics your reader expects to see, and that will enable your plan to make a greater impact. Capture charts and graphs that you turn up in your research. When it comes time to put your plan into final form, you will have them as information, which is handy. Now, how your business plan is evaluated. When evaluating a business plan, experienced business plan readers generally spend the first 5 minutes reviewing it in this order. First, the executive summary, then the financials, the management section, then they look at the exit plan, or sometimes the terms of the deal if applicable. Funding sources primarily look for answers to these questions concerned with the heart of the plan. Is the business idea solid? Is there sufficient market for the product or service? Are the financial projections healthy, realistic, and in line with the investors' or lenders' funding patterns? Is key management described in the plan experienced and capable? Does the plan clearly describe how the investors or lenders will get their money back? Within the first 5 minutes of reading your business plan, readers must receive that the answers to all questions are favorable. 3 sections, the executive summary, the financials, and the management description, must spark enough interest and inspire sufficient confidence to make the readers decide it is worthwhile to spend additional time reading other sections of your plan. You may have done a bang-up job of describing how your company will operate, but it is unlikely the operating section will even be read if your executive summary and financials aren't enticing to the reader. Some venture capitalists and investors have specific areas of interest or are known for giving certain aspects of a plan more weight than others. Highlight those areas that are consistent with the particular investor's funding patterns when sending out your plan. Do this in the executive summary and in your cover letter. For instance, if you know a venture capital firm is especially interested in new technology, emphasize any patents that you have secured and the aspect of your company that represents groundbreaking technology development. Or if a member of your development team or of a board of directors is known and respected by a particular investor, you may want to discuss management near the beginning of your executive summary. Getting your facts right. The worst mistake you can make in your business plan is to make a mistake. If the reader of your plan knows a statement you have made is not true, you have lost credibility, even if you were just mistaken, not trying to mislead. Make certain your facts are correct. Your facts must not only be correct, but must also be attributable to a reputable source. As you do your research and prepare your plan, keep track of the sources of your information. You may want to indicate the source of your data in your plan, but even if you do not include the source in your written plan, you need to be able to quickly tell a reader or potential funder where you found that information. Now, how lengthy should your plan be? How long should the perfect business plan be? No magic number exists, but there are some guidelines. It limits the plan itself to 15 to 30 pages. 20 pages are enough for nearly any business. Only a plan for a complicated business or product should be more than 30 pages. If you need 40 pages or more, your plan had better be intended for a very motivated, sophisticated reader, or for use solely as an internal document. If you have an uncomplicated business, you may not need 15 pages, but anything less than 10 pages will seem somewhat unsubstantial to the reader. Limit appendices to no more than the length of your plan. While they are a good way to present additional information, appendices should not be so long as to make the entire document appear burdensome. Make sure your business plan fits easily and comfortably into a briefcase. You don't want your plan to be on the left hand when an investor goes on a business trip. After all, it will receive uninterrupted attention if reviewed on a plane. These guidelines apply to most business plans, but if you are confident that your business requires a different configuration, go ahead. Most plans should project 3 to 5 years into the future, or until you have reached your anticipated exit strategy, whichever is earlier. However, you need only include monthly financials for the first 2 years, or a year or two, depending on development time. For the second and third years, quarterly financials are usually adequate. Annual projections suffice for the fourth and fifth years. Similar time guidelines apply to how much detail you should include when describing your business operations. Quite thorough information should be provided for the first year or two. For subsequent years, a more general operations description is acceptable. Plans for exiting business and in-house corporate use should include historical performance information for the past 5 years, or the duration of your business if less than 5 years. If your business is long-standing, you may want to examine trends over the life of the business or the last 10 years. This gives you insight into cyclical patterns and helps you anticipate events that are likely to recur. What language should you use to convey success in your plan? The language you use in your plan can give the impression you are thoughtful, knowledgeable, and prudent. Conversely, it can make you seem naive and inexperienced. Your fundamental goal is to convey realistic optimism and business-like enthusiasm about your prospects. Use a straightforward, even understated tone. Let the information you convey, rather than your language, inescapably lead to the conclusion that your business will succeed. Avoid formal, titled language. Instead, be natural, as if you were speaking to the reader in person. However, avoid slang and don't be chatty. Always be professional. Let's look at the use of visuals in our plan. In the case of your business plan, a picture may be worth more than 1,000 words. 1,000 words, after all, most likely will not be read, but a picture would definitely be looked at. Graphs, charts, and illustrations also are visually appealing. They catch the reader's attention, forcefully explain concepts, and break up the monotony of the text. As you do the research and prepare your plan, look for items that have a strong impact if presented in a more visual form, such as positive statistics on growth or size of market. You may also want to include some of these in any electronic presentation you will later put together. An electronic presentation will make your planning more compelling. Photographs, as you can see, can be extremely effective, especially if your company is producing a product that is unusual or difficult to understand. You can include pictures of your location, specialized equipment, or packaging, but not of yourself or individual members of your management team. Photographs should be placed in the appendix only. Illustrations help present information about products or marketing materials still in development. Graphs and charts are excellent tools for communicating important or impressive information, and you should find ways of including graphs or charts in your plan. Place charts particularly on half page size or less in the text rather than in the appendix. This will engage the reader with your plan, and many readers pay minimal attention to the appendix.